All right, so the questions I've been asked the most about the Samsung Galaxy Buds 2 Pro are how do they stack up to the Sony 1000 XM4, Sennheiser Momentum 3, as well as the Soundcore Liberty 3 Pro. So that's what we're going to talk about here in today's video, starting off with the specs. So feel free to pause and take a closer look at some of the details here, but a few things worth pointing out. The Sony WF-1000XM4 as well as the Soundcore Liberty 3 Pro are giving you access to Sony's high-resolution LDAC codec, which by the way is only available to Android users at the moment. The Sennheiser Momentum True Wireless 3 are giving you aptX and aptX Adaptive, which will also give you some great audio quality as well as stronger Bluetooth performance. And then the Galaxy Buds 2 Pro are using Samsung's new proprietary codec, which is designed to deliver 24-bit hi-fi audio. However, it's only available on newer Samsung devices. Another big ticket here is the fact that the Liberty 3 Pro is the only one out of this lineup to offer true multi-point connection, which means you can be connected to two devices at the exact same time. So if you're big into multitasking, this is going to be a big advantage because you could be connected to your phone and your laptop or your phone and your tablet, and you could switch back and forth between the two without needing to disconnect from one before you can use the other. You're going to get a similar experience with the Buds 2 Pro, but only with other Samsung devices that have been logged into your Samsung account. As far as battery life, the Sony 1000 XM4 are giving you the strongest per charge numbers with a maximum of 12 hours on a single charge. Now, keep in mind that these advertised numbers are best case scenarios. So we're talking no active noise cancellation, standard codecs, and moderate volume. So the more you tap into those more advanced features of each product, those numbers are going to drop. And then lastly, for those of you that are very active, the Buds 2 Pro give you an IPX7 water resistant rating, which is going to give you much more protection compared to the IPX4 ratings of all the other options. So if you spend a lot of time outdoors and you're big into working out and hitting the gym, the Buds 2 Pro are going to be a great option. Now let's go ahead and talk about the fit, which is one of the most important factors. So for me, the Buds 2 Pro actually fit the best out of this entire lineup. Their compact size allows me to get them seated very securely in the ear, and the matte finish does a great job in terms of grip. But it really just comes down to the fact that they're smaller and more compact than the other options, and I'm somebody with small ears, so that definitely matters. Coming in at a close second is the Sennheiser Momentum 3. These are pretty similar in size to the Buds 2 Pro, and they even have a small ear fin to lock them into place, which is really helpful if you're an active person. After that would be the Liberty 3 Pro, definitely larger in size, but they do come with a number of ear wings and ear tips for you to try out to find the best fit. For me, they're okay for most everyday activities, but they wouldn't be my first choice for something like hitting the gym. And again, keep in mind that I do have smaller sized ears. And then last would be the Sony 1000 XM4. They're large in size and they don't have any sort of ear wing or ear fin to help lock them into place. So I really don't see these working that well for you unless your ears are on the larger side. So when it comes to the touch controls, the Buds 2 Pro, the Liberty 3 Pro, and the Sennheiser Momentum 3 give you access to basically everything that you need. So you have all of your playback controls, including volume, and you have the option to adjust your ambient sound, as well as activate your voice assistant, which means you don't have to reach for your phone nearly as much. With the Buds 2 Pro, you do need access to the Galaxy Wearable app so that you can actually turn on all of the touch controls, and then you'll also have to go into the experimental lab settings to turn on volume controls. And when it comes to the volume controls, you're supposed to double tap the edge of the earbuds, which due to their size can be a little bit of a challenge. So what actually works better than that is to double tap the area of your ear right in front of the earbuds. And it's actually very accurate, and since I started doing that, I've had no issues with the volume controls. With the Sony 1000 XM4, you do have to choose a group of controls for each earbud. So if you want playback controls on one earbud and volume controls on the other earbud, you won't have access to ambient sound control. Or if you want playback controls and ambient sound control, you won't have access to volume control. So now let's go ahead and talk sound quality. So number one for me is definitely the Sennheiser Momentum 3. When it comes to these earbuds, the bass extension is on point and they capture those deeper resonating tones extremely well. And just the range of the bass that they capture is seriously impressive. The treble is also phenomenal, and thanks to the customizable EQ, you can really brighten these things up if that's what you're looking to do. And also, you're just getting some really great separation between the lower frequencies and the higher frequencies. And then to top things off, for me, these are probably the loudest of the bunch as well. Coming in at second, it would actually probably be a tie between the Buds 2 Pro and the Liberty 3 Pro. They're both very dynamic, great bass, great mids, great highs, and very similar in terms of max volume. Now, you could give a slight advantage to the Liberty 3 Pro simply because of the endless amount of EQ options that they provide you with in the Soundcore app, along with the option to create your own custom EQ. With the Buds 2 Pro, you have access to 6 different EQ presets, but you don't have the option to create your own. And then when it comes to the 1000 XM4, they sound great. They're very well balanced, good bass, good mids, good highs. But what you'll notice is that they're not quite as loud as the other 3 options. And even more specifically, the bass is not quite as dynamic. So if you're into more aggressive, deep sub bass, one of these other 3 options would be a better choice. You do have access to different EQ presets, as well as the option to create your own. So moving on to active noise cancellation, coming in first, I would have the Sony 1000 XM4. Not only do I feel like they cancel out the most noise, but their setup is also the most advanced. So you can use adaptive noise cancellation, where the earbuds will adjust your ambient sound automatically based on the amount of noise taking place around you. Or you can even set the earbuds to adjust automatically based on your physical location. Coming in at a very close second, I would have the Sennheiser Momentum 3. Overall, I feel like they are very close to the Sonys in terms of the amount of noise that they're able to cancel. Now, one thing they actually do better than the rest of the earbuds is wind noise reduction. So when it comes to that annoying sound that you get whenever wind passes over the microphones of the earbuds, the Sennheisers do the best job at minimizing that. The 1000 XM4 as well as the Liberty 3 Pro also offer wind noise reduction, but I don't feel that the performance is on the same level as the Sennheisers. Coming in third place, I would have the Buds 2 Pro. Really good active noise cancellation, definitely better than some of the previous Galaxy Buds. And then I would have the Liberty 3 Pro, and that's no disrespect to the Liberty 3 Pro because they have very solid noise canceling ability, but I do feel like the other options perform a tad bit better. When it comes to the ambient mode, in first place, I would have the 1000 XM4 because it sounds natural and it gives you an extreme level of flexibility thanks to the adjustable slider within the Sony app. So you can really dial in exactly how much ambient noise you want the earbuds to pick up. In second, I would have the Sennheiser Momentum 3. And actually, in my opinion, these have the strongest ambient mode out of the bunch, but along with that, you do get a tad bit of that white noise, so it doesn't sound quite as natural as the Sonys. It does feature an adjustable slider, so similar to the Sonys, you can customize the strength of the ambient mode. And then coming in third, I would have the Liberty 3 Pro. They pick up your surroundings very well, and they give you the option of fully transparent or vocal mode, so you do have some flexibility there to tune the ambient sound to your personal preference. And really the only thing holding these back in terms of ambient mode is that they don't have a fully adjustable slider like the Sony or the Sennheiser. And then coming in last place would be the Buds 2 Pro, and that's simply because there's only one setting. There's no slider, there's no vocal mode or anything that you can do to tweak the ambient sound. So hopefully at some point they will fix that with some sort of update. So one thing to mention is that both the 1000 XM4 as well as the Buds 2 Pro feature the speak to chat or voice detect feature, where if you have the earbuds in your ear listening to music anytime you start speaking, they will automatically activate the ambient mode so that you could have a conversation if needed. But I do feel like the Sonys do it a little bit better because at the same time, it also pauses your music so you can really hear everything that's going on. Whereas the Samsung, they only lower the volume of your music. So there's still music being played, which obviously is not going to allow you to hear as well as the Sonys. So last but not least, let's talk call quality. So for me, number one is going to be the Soundcore Liberty 3 Pro. I think they do the most impressive job when it comes to canceling out background noise and focusing in on the voice, which you guys will hear in a second. Second for me would be the Sennheiser Momentum 3. They also do a really good job at suppressing background noise and maintaining clear speech. And then from there, it would be a toss-up between the Buds 2 Pro and the Sony 1000XM4. The Buds 2 Pro don't do much as far as suppressing background noise, but I do feel like the voice sounds relatively natural. And then the 1000XM4 do a slightly better job at suppressing background noise, but I feel like at times the actual voice sounds a bit muffled, but I'll let you guys be the judge. All right, so these are the Samsung Galaxy Buds 2 Pro. As you can see, we are outdoors. There is some slight traffic taking place behind us. So this should give you a pretty good idea as to how these will perform in a relatively noisy environment. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Here we have the Sony WF-1000XM4 outdoor microphone test. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Sennheiser Momentum True Wireless 3. Outdoor test yet again. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. And here we have the Soundcore Liberty 3 Pro. Again, outdoor test with some traffic noise taking place behind me. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. So if you guys found this video to be helpful at all, please do me a favor, give it a thumbs up, as well as consider subscribing to the channel. And I'll see you guys in the next one.